Okay, here we go. So yesterday, my coworker states, and quite rightfully so, that he doesn't like bacon. There's nothing wrong with that. You're allowed to not like anything you want. You can not like all sorts of delicious things, but anyway. I did ask him what he thought about other meats and other cured products, and he said that he liked Canadian bacon, which had me thinking, what's the real difference between regular bacon and Canadian bacon? Anyone who's been to the supermarket may have been able to tell that there is obviously a different shape, and obviously a very different price as well, between regular and Canadian bacon. But what is Canadian bacon really? We think that it comes from Canada, but I did a little investigation and found that there's a really bright light in the back of my head. There we go. No. In actuality, Canadian bacon has little to do with the actual country of Canada, at least as far as I found. In terms of history, there may have been some sort of shortage of pork product in Great Britain many centuries ago, and one way to counter that was to import meat that was being farmed in Canada. This meat was then cured and exported back to North America, and additionally being distributed amongst the good old British Empire. Now, it only got the name of Canadian bacon in that hypothesis simply because it was originated from that country. And I'm out of breath. So that would go to follow the reason why it's called Canadian was probably because the pigs were born, raised, and or slaughtered in that country. But nowadays, when you get Canadian bacon in the United States, it's actually the loin of the pig rather than the belly. For those who don't know, the loin, as I'm trying to get glare out of the camera, there we go. The loin of the pig is actually running along the back. Very tender, not much fatty tissue at all. Compared to what we know as strippy bacon, or the regular streaky kind that you would have seen on a burger, or from the supermarket, or in a recipe for maple bacon chocolate chip cookies, which I also posted on my channel. That bacon is very fatty, almost looks like a 50-50% mix of meat and fat. Other differences are that the strippy bacon that we come to enjoy is usually fried to a crisp. Canadian bacon isn't. While it might be on the sweeter side, there's also not that much salt, comparatively speaking, which makes it favorable on top of, let's say, Hawaiian pizza. But if you were to go to Canada itself and get Canadian bacon, you might get one of two things. Blank stares, crazy American, what is he talking about? Or you might get something that's known as pea meal bacon, which was the original concept behind what we now know as Canadian bacon. The loin of the pig was cured in a sweet pickling juice, then taken out and preserved by being incorporated with or rolled in ground yellow pea or cornmeal. That was a method of preservation. And that method of making Canadian bacon still kind of exists today. Kinda. Although, true Canadian bacon is also roasted, not necessarily pan-fried and kept softer. I think I've rambled on too much about it, but I found it quite interesting and I thought I'd share it with you. In short, Canadian bacon is no more Canadian than buffalo wings are from buffaloes, or Philly cheesesteaks are from Philly. Well, there might be some truth to that. I'll have to investigate. Even so, just found it quite interesting. Now you know where Canadian bacon comes from, why it got its name, and its true difference between that and regular belly fat bacon. Hope you enjoyed that fact. Might have more for you tomorrow. Bye-bye!